We begin with a developing story off the coast of Norfolk, Virginia. Navy officials have confirmed that an MH-53E has gone down. A search and rescue mission is underway. And the investigation continues after 4 U.S. airmen were killed Tuesday night during a helicopter crash on the east coast of England. Air Force officials say the Pave Hawk helicopter was on a low-level training mission when it went down. A statement released by Royal Air Force Lakenheath says U.S. military officials are coordinating recovery efforts with British police. And Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel begins a 2-day trip to Texas, New Mexico, and Wyoming. Pentagon officials say the secretary will visit with wounded warriors, troops, and defense workers to thank them for their service. His first stop today will be San Antonio, where he'll make his first official visit to Brooke Army Medical Center. During his keynote speech at the National Press Club yesterday, Army Chief of Staff General Ray Odierno was asked about the recapturing of 2 key Iraqi cities by al-Qaeda-linked militants. General Odierno says he's disappointed with the deterioration of security, but is opposed to sending in U.S. troops. He said the U.S. needs to continue to work through diplomatic means and to work with Iraq's security forces on counterinsurgency.
The first alternative is for the forces that are there that we have trained to execute that strategy. You know, one of the things that we did in Iraq, as well as we're doing in Afghanistan today, is train about counterinsurgency and how you fight insurgencies. And I think what we have to do is continue to work with the Iraqi army and others to ensure they understand the basic techniques of counterinsurgency. And so I think we continue to do that. We have a very small element on the ground that works in the embassy that has some expertise that can continue to help in these areas. And I think it's important that we do that. It's also important that we continue to ensure that we stay involved diplomatically, which we are.
General Odierno said it's important for the U.S. to assist the Iraqi government in getting its political system back on track. And New York State officials have called on 250 airmen and soldiers from the Army and Air National Guard to mobilize for Operation Polar Vortex. Guardsmen are manning trucks with supplies like blankets, shovels, water, and winter gear to help stranded motorists. A state of emergency has been declared in 14 New York counties. Predicting the weather can be a tough task, especially when all you have to work with is a snapshot from 30,000 miles away. Airman First Class Ben Burgess takes us inside the 65th Communications Squadron to show us how it's done.
3,000 miles of open ocean. That's how far it is from the U.S. to Europe when you travel by air.
140 will,
With that kind of distance spanning lodges left and right, it's not easy to predict weather patterns from traditional means. Luckily, Lodges is home to one of 9 satellite stations around the world, able to download images that would otherwise be lost.
If we weren't here, we would not be able to receive those high-resolution imagery that we receive here. But we provide anything from the 5-day weather forecast to all the flights that are coming in and out.
Much like the high-tech satellites you've seen in the movies, the Mark 4B provides near real-time images to users around the globe.
More so
That's what Senior Airman Geddes and his team do.
I've been very impressed with their knowledge, and I'm even more impressed with how young they are and how young they've come from straight out of tech school and to be put in charge of equipment that's worth $2.75 million.
Oh, right here?
The Mark 4B team is able to provide instant support for the 65th OSS weather flight at Lodges Field.
And right here?
In other portions of the world, in CONUS, in Europe, there's 20, 30, 40 different weather shops around. So you've got the ability to look at upstream data.
Here it's Lodges.
Well, here, there is no upstream data. There are no other flights. There's ocean. There's many miles of ocean.
Even with 1,000 miles of ocean between Lodges and the next nearest site, accurate and up-to-date forecasts are only seconds away.